Welcome to third section on pressure vessels. Here we are going to discuss about the previous year engineering service examination questions. So we can start with the first question that was asked in 1995. Hoop stress and longitudinal stress in a boiler shell under the internal pressure are 100 meganewton per meter square and 50 meganewton per meter square respectively. Young's modulus of elasticity and Poisson's ratio of the shell material are 200 giganewton per meter square and 0.3 respectively. The hoop strain in the boiler shell is. So while discussing some theory, let's consider this as the longitudinal direction. So in such a way that if you take a small element in this cylinder, means the pressure vessel shell, you will get a stress distribution or loading like this. There will be a longitudinal stress develop along this direction, okay, and across that there will be circumferential stress, that is sigma h, or otherwise it is known as hoop stress. So we have to find out the hoop strain. So in that direction there is a direct stress sigma h. So sigma h by E will be gives the direct strain. So there is also a lateral stress, that is sigma L acting. So while considering that sigma h is tensile nature, sigma L is also tensile nature. So in such a condition, sigma L will try to reduce the dimension along the hoop stress direction. So therefore the strain produced will be minus sigma L divided by U value. So that will be the strain produced along the hoop stress direction. So we can take E as a common. So 200 gigapascal 10⁻³ into sigma h is 100 meganewton minus 0.3 into 50 meganewton. So you will get 200 into 10⁻³. 100 minus 15, that is going to 85. So 85 divided by 200 raised to minus 3. So this answer you will get 42.5 divided by 0.425 raised to minus 6. Option A will be the correct answer. So this was a theoretical question which was asked in 1998. A thick-walled hollow cylinder having outside and inside radii 90 and 40 respectively is subjected to an external pressure of 800 meganewton per meter square. Then maximum circumferential stress in the cylinder will occur at a radius of this question. So in the theory we discussed the condition for pressure distribution according to Lame's theory. Irrespective of the position of load, whether it is internal pressure or external pressure, the stress distribution, circumferential stress distribution will be like this. So our answer will be option A, that is 40 mm, where the maximum circumferential stress will occur, that is the internal diameter or internal radial location. So this was question asked in 1999. A thin cylinder with the both end closed is subjected to internal pressure P. Longitudinal stress at the surface has been calculated as sigma 0. The maximum shear stress at the surface will be equal to. So longitudinal stress sigma L is given by PD divided by 40, while hoop stress is given by PD divided by 2D. So question they given that longitudinal is calculated sigma 0. That means sigma h will be 2 times sigma 0. That's the observation we have. Okay. So for thin cylinder, we will neglect the radial stress sigma r, that will be 0 here. So maximum shear stress is find out as the difference of principal stresses sigma 1 minus sigma 2 divided by 2, or sigma 2 minus sigma 3 by 2, or sigma 1 minus sigma 3 divided by 2. So which one is maximum? That value we will take for the tau max. Here sigma r is 0 and sigma h is maximum, that is a maximum principal stress value. Definitely maximum shear stress will be calculated as 2 sigma 0, that's a maximum principal stress, minus minimum principal stress, that is a sigma r value divided by 2. So you will get 2 sigma 0 divided by 2 Answer will be sigma 0. So this question asked in 1999. If a thick cylinder shell is subjected to internal pressure, then hoop stress, radial stress and longitudinal stress at a point in the thickness will be. So we know that for a thick cylinder, all three stress will be developed. For the internal pressure, one thing you're not in theory part, that hoop stress and longitudinal stress will be tensile in nature for a internal. Where external pressure applied, it will be compressive in nature. Then coming to radial stress, irrespective of the loading nature, whether it is internal or external, no problem, it will be always compressive in nature. So that order, hoop stress, radial and longitudinal, definitely tensile, compressive and tensile. Coming to option D, you will get tensile, compressive and tensile respectively. So that is our proper answer. So this was asked in 2000. The thin cylinder contained fluid at a pressure of 500 Newton per meter square. The internal diameter of the shell is 0.6 meter and tensile stress in the material is to be limited to 9000 Newton per meter square. The shell must have a minimum wall thickness nearly. So the maximum principal stress we have considered, that will be the hoop stress, which is given by PD divided by 2T value. So if we take the tensile stress, that is I'd say 9000 value, we can equate it to the pressure applied inside will be 500, diameter, internal diameter is given at 0.6, 2 into thickness. So while solving for thickness, you will get 500.6 divided by 2 into 9000. So we will get the value like 0.3. So that will be 30.1. So 0.5 divided by 3. So that is going to 0.0167 value. Okay, approximately that is going to be 17 value. If we take the 70, that will be safer. 0.16, that going for the failure on the limiting condition. So 17 mm will be the correct answer. So this question was asked in 2001. A thick cylinder is subjected to an internal pressure of 100 Newton per mm square. If hoop stress developed at the outer radius of the cylinder is 100 Newton per mm square, the hoop stress developed at the inner radius is. So from Lehm's theory, we have the expression for hoop stress, that is given by constant B divided by x square minus a value plus a value. Then pressure distribution is radial stress is given by B by x square minus a value. And let the equation, this is 1 and this equation be 2. If we take the difference 1 minus 2, sigma x minus bx, you will get the value of 2a. Otherwise, sigma x is equal to bx plus 2a value. So we know that the radial pressure or the radial stress at the outermost outermost point of cylinder, if the internal pressure is applied, it will be 0. It will vary like this. There will be a hyperbolic variation for the radial distribution. So radial stress will be 0 at the end point. So we can say P minimum will be at the outer point, that will be 2a, and the B max, sigma maximum, hoop stress maximum value will be at the inner surface where pressure is the internal pressure of fluid. So P plus 2a value. So coming to the question, they're given that the hoop stress developed at the outer radius of the cylinder. Since the pressure is internal, outer hoop stress will be the minimum value, that is given as 100. So 2a constant can be taken as 100 Newton per mm square value. Now, what is the hoop stress developed at the inner radius? That is the maximum value. Definitely internal pressure applied 100 plus 2a will be the answer. So we will get the 200 Newton per mm square will be the correct answer. So the option goes to B. So this question was asked in 2001. A thin cylindrical shell is subjected to internal pressure P. The Poisson's ratio of the material of shell is 0.3, the given. Due to internal pressure, the shell is subjected to circumferential strain and axial strain. The ratio of circumferential strain to the axial strain is. So any point which is subjected to internal pressure in a pressure vessel will be always stressed like this. There will be hoop stress and there will be longitudinal stress. So this is the condition. So definitely if we are considering the circumferential strain, the strain along the hoop stress direction, that will be sigma h by E minus mu into sigma L divided by E. For more clarification, you can go to the part 1 of this video, then you will realize the theory. Then coming to longitudinal strain, that is given by sigma L divided by E minus mu into sigma h by E value. If we can substitute the values for sigma h, that is PD divided by 2T, and sigma L is given by PD divided by 4T. While substituting this equation, you will get sigma epsilon h is equal to PD divided by 2T E minus mu into PD divided by 4T E value. If you take common, we will get PT by 2, 4T. If you take common, you will get 2 minus mu value. While similarly, while substitute for epsilon L equation, you will get PD divided by 4T. If you take the common PD by 4T, you will get 1 minus 2 mu value. So take the ratio of these two values, epsilon h divided by epsilon L value. You will get cancel this whole term, u 2 minus mu divided by 1 minus 2 mu. So 2 minus 0.3 divided by 1 minus 0.6 value. So you will get an answer corresponding to 4.25. So that is the option D. So this question is asked in 2003. So from the previous question, we discussed that from Lehm's equation, we know that sigma x is equal to pressure Px plus 2A value, where A is the constant. That constant A is given by pressure, internal pressure applied into R internal square divided by R outer square minus R internal square value. So this question same like that, thick cylinder in the internal diameter D and outside diameter 2D. So corresponding radius will be half of these values. So while substituting this value, we will get the constant A, that is P into R internal will be D by 2 the whole square. R outer, that is 2D divided by 2, that is D. So D square minus D square divided by 4. So by rearranging this thing, you will get P divided by 3 will be the corresponding constant. So maximum value will be pressure plus 2A. So pressure applies P 2 times either 2P divided by 3. Summing this to value, you will get 5P divided by 3. So this theory is covered in the part 2 session, that is thick pressure vessel part 2 section. So please go to the theoretical portion, then come back if any doubt. So that's answer. So option C going to be the correct answer. So this question asked in 2004. So a thick cylinder of internal radius A and external radius B is subjected to internal pressure P as well as external pressure P. The magnitude of circumferential stress developed is. So it's a tricky question. So from Lehm's theory, we have the expression sigma x is equal to a constant B divided by x square minus x plus A, where radial pressure, the radial stress is given by B by x square minus A value. So we have the condition that both at the internal and external points, pressure P is acting. So if you substitute the end condition for internal pressure, the P equal to B by internal radius A, so A square minus A will be there. Same pressure P is applied at the outer also, so B divided by B square minus A value. So if we take the equation number 1, this is equation number 2. If we take the difference value, we will get 0 is equal to B divided by A square minus B divided by B square. A will get cancelled, is 0. Definitely these two quantities are not 0 value. So we can get a conclusion that B value should be 0. If so, the constant A is given by minus B value. So if we subject it to the first equation, where the radial stress equation, we can find out that sigma x is equal to minus B. So irrespective of the x value, the hoop stress will be a constant value P. Therefore, option D will be the